Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good vibes, good energy, good people. It's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Also, if you want to support my brand, it's inspiredbydreams.shop. And thank you for all the support, and we have a lot of more new drops dropping. Okay, today's episode, we're covering quiet quitting and why it's so important in these times today. Because a lot of people are losing their jobs, and a lot of big companies are doing a lot of big layoffs just for the benefit of technology and their pockets. And people are starting to realize, and they're realizing that a lot of these companies, they're not really more structured to care about the workers than they are structured to care about making more profits. So we're gonna dig into this conversation. You guys let me know how you feel, and you gotta think smart out here. Don't let people just steer you in the direction they want to steer you. Always use this. Let's get it.
Mickey made it. Mickey made what you made, Mickey.
Says a lot of where we are. Can you imagine, like, if you could have a job where you could just drive there every day, get what you need, go home, and then have a life? How many people would prefer to have that?
That's what the boomers was doing. That's why they feel like we don't want to go to work.
Right,
but buy a house for $30,000.
Yeah,
we can't get a car for $30,000.
Listen,
yeah,
and so it's just like, if that's that many people outside deciding to work for themselves, that says a lot about where we are and why nobody wants to work for anybody.
You do hear that a lot. Nobody wants to go to work.
Yeah,
it's not that
so
we don't want to go to
that.
work. We don't want to be constantly like oppressed and
miserable
and having the goalposts moved and constantly being in a space where we're afraid we're going to lose our job and watching people get laid off. Like, it's just not worth it.
It's like a bad relationship that that you need to leave for your mental health, but you're like, but I have no other options. Yeah. So you stay, and it's abusive.
Are complaining about quiet quitting and that this generation doesn't want to work. The reality is, many of us that are in my age.
The guy in this video makes a great point. There's a lot of people complaining about younger people quiet quitting. So if you don't know what quiet quitting is, it's basically doing the bare minimum. In other words, not going above and beyond. But here's my take. People are just sick and tired of being sick and tired in these workplaces. And this younger generation is not going to tolerate a lot of crap from people talking to them any kind of way. The truth is, this is something that wasn't the case back in the day with our older generation. They took a lot of crap, and their biggest goal was to work at that company for 20 to 25 years and take their retirement. That's just not the case anymore. Younger people would rather quit than tolerate disrespect. And I actually think this quiet quitting trend has started with millennials like myself. I'm here to tell you, we rather have our mental and emotional health intact opposed to working at a job, breaking our neck, and then by the end of retirement, we're dealing with so much trauma and depression, we die with it. It's just not worth it anymore. That's why I encourage my clients to leave toxic workplace environments ASAP, zero tolerance. I also encourage them to make smart, progressive career moves every 2 to 4 years. You do not want to get stuck at a job that's going to get you stuck in your career, because some of these jobs will keep you in a certain tax bracket and also a certain career level as long as you allow them to, and they will not care. So you got to be smart, and you got to take up for yourself. Be sure to follow me for more career tips and click the link in the bio if you're interested in working with me.
Here's the thing about quiet quitting. We all knew the whole time that what we were doing was unsustainable.
Okay, y'all, if y'all haven't already, check out that whole video. I have a lot to say about this. There's a major reckoning going on in corporate America where a lot of us who bought into the hustle culture are now realizing how dangerous that was. I realized this when I moved from a management role that required so much of my time and so much of my attention that I was even putting out fires on vacation. Tired of that kind of attention, I transitioned to a role that was almost the exact opposite, and I immediately felt like I had been demoted. So I was making the most money I'd ever made in my life, but because I was in a role where I didn't feel very well respected, I didn't feel like my opinions were being asked, I didn't feel like I was putting out fires every single day, that I immediately was unhappy. And this is where I realized how so much of my self-worth and so much of my identity was attached to being in a role and doing well in a role, i.e. being needed almost all of the time. And jobs want you to feel this way. They call this engagement. How much do you buy into the company culture that you become part of that company in a real and scary way?
I know you're pretty frustrated right now. because I have 3 kids and I have bills to pay for. So I just put in my 2-week notice at my job. I was very polite about it, and I told my team lead last week that I would be leaving next month. Completely understood, and when I was ready to, they're calling, let's see what they have to say.
So wanted to call and meet with you. Whenever an agent within the account review team does give their notice, we have to accept that immediately. I know you're pretty frustrated right now.
Because I have 3 kids and I have bills to pay for, so I'm livid. So I just want to make sure, like, yes, I'm being terminated today because I'm going to have to try to file for unemployment. I'm not resigning as of today. I was resigning as of August 12th. So if you're telling me I'm being let go today, that means I'm being terminated as of today. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. We are separating your employment today. Due to the sensitivity of the stuff that we work with in this department, whenever a 2 weeks notice is provided, we have to accept it immediately. We are going to go ahead and proceed with a separation today. Honestly, wish you well.
Quiet quitting is okay if, here we go, the caveat, the key word, if. You are disrespected. You aren't valued. You are spoken down to. If you are the cleaner and the boss or the senior manager talks to you like shit, it's not acceptable. So if you were the owner and I was the cleaner and you came up to me and said, right, do that, I'd go, who the fuck are you? If I was me, I was financially empowered and I'd be thinking, I'm fucking earning more money than you anyway and you don't even know it. Do not talk to me like that. When the respect is lost, you'll see a different side of me. Like, I'll change. With quiet quitting, if you are being disrespected, you are not valued, you're not appreciated, you're overworked, and you're spoken to like shit, why would you not quiet quit? Like, you're going to lose yourself as a human being. You lose a backbone. No one ever spoke down to me in the workplace.
Hey, Pooh, I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. These jobs don't care about you. Take your time off. Do what you need to do to better yourself. Because at the end of the day, if they need to replace you or fire you, they going to do that. And they're not going to give you no 2 weeks notice. Okay?
Hi, my name is Shay, and I am a serial quitter. I am 35. And I've worked about 40 some odd jobs throughout my life. I have a very hard time staying at places simply because after a certain point, I can't pretend anymore that I give a about this, what we're doing here. I can't pretend like I care about this company. I can't pretend like I care about this work. I can't pretend after a while, like, and it just really starts to like crush my soul. I job hop a lot, and I realized that I had a problem because this year it is March and I have worked 3 jobs already. January, I started a job, worked for like a week, quit because the new job offer came in. Worked the next job for like 3 weeks. Next job, and then the offer came in March for the remote job, and I was like, yeah, I'd rather work remote. Like, I have such a hard time doing this. You know, I mean, part of the reason why is like I was recently diagnosed with PMDD, premenstrual dysphoric disorder, which I kind of always knew that I had, but I didn't actually know that it was like even really classified as a disability. Like, all this is new to me. Like, they were like, oh, you can get FMLA and all this, and I was like, oh, for real? I've been struggling since I was 11. It's nice that like you guys finally something that like, you know, can be talked about. But like, basically, you know, during like the week before I have my flow, I am like struggling. I'm struggling mentally, I'm struggling emotionally, like I'm struggling physically, I'm struggling to like do certain things. But then there's periods of time, like, you know, like say 2 weeks after that, I'm extremely like, you know, I have a high energy, I can get a lot of stuff accomplished, I can do so many things, but it's like, I can't be expected to put out that same effort and energy every single day. And that's why I feel like these jobs are like, it's not natural. Like, I can't work and put out the same effort and energy every single day. Like, it's just not in me, you know? And then when these jobs are just so like repetitive and monotonous, and then you have microaggressions from management, you have like micromanaging, you have like all these little things, and it's like, I don't care about any of this. I just want to get paid because I got bills and I want to have fun with my money, and I got a baby, and like that's all I'm here for. And it sucks that it's like I have to like go to a place, you know, if you're not working remote, but either way I have to like give my time and energy to a place that doesn't truly value me as a person and as a human being, and only cares about what I can give them and what I can do for them. It just seems fake. It just seems like, why are we doing this? And how do people do this for years.
Whatever those older people had within them that made them able to stay at a job for 20 plus years, I ain't got it. It ain't in me. And I don't want it.
What quiet quitting is a thing, and I feel like anybody feeling unappreciated or just feeling like they're having to get up to go somewhere and people are not compensating them the way they feel like they should be able to take care of their families and things like that. I do feel like there's gonna be a level of quiet quitting, whether you don't leave the job or you just do bare minimum. There is gonna be a form of that because times are hard in these times. In these times, things are very hard, and people are more concentrated on what they bring back home to to benefit for their family and what they have that they can save. And then, as we can see, a lot of people don't even have savings because of just the prices, inflation, and people are not buying into their own. This thing runs too deep. It's so deep that we're gonna need more than a conversation to get all of this stuff resolved. But you guys let me know what you think and leave your comments down below, and I'll always get back to you. If you want to talk to me live on my morning show, it's Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 a.m. Love you guys. Until next time, it's your boy Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right